When composing 10 things that I've learned about minimalism, the first one that obviously comes to mind is less is more. This mantra that minimalism has taught me was something that I never was comfortable with before. I always thought that style had to be more, and fashion had to be more, and more was just more. But when I finally slowed down and realized that I couldn't handle more anymore, I found that quality outweighed quantity. That my possessions were only valuable if I could use them and if I found joy in them. And besides that, they were just clutter. There's such a contrast in between my old life when I felt rushed and always felt like I was trying to keep up with the Joneses, and now when I can slowly wash my dishes, knowing the peace that I found with less. The next and one of the most beautiful things that minimalism has taught me is how to be intentional. In our worlds that are so fast, we so easily welcome in things that don't really matter. We fill our calendars with things that we think are important, but really, when we get down to it, they're not the things that bring us the most joy. What I found is that I love to grow things. I love to start things as a seed and be able to watch it grow because I am taking care of it. It's the one thing that really slows me down and makes me think about each step along the way. It makes me water it and love it and take care of it and change it and put it in the sun. You have to be very intentional in order to get a plant to grow. Being intentional is not something that's easy in our culture, but being able to shut down social media and slow down the things that I have control of has helped me to really have a better understanding of what it means to be mindful about the things that I'm doing. The third thing I've known for years, but minimalism has taught me even more, that experiences are better than possessions. I'm somebody who's always enjoyed traveling, learning about new cultures, and experiencing new food, but it was so hard when all I was doing was spending most of my money on possessions. What I've found that even though I've quit my job this year, we've still gone on a few big trips to Europe. We still have another one planned, and we're still saving money. And it's because possessions are not as important to us as experiences. Now, possessions can have conveniences, and that's why I think so often we are able to give up our money in order to have immediate gratification. But what I found is that maybe with a little bit of discomfort, we can save that money and have these massive, huge experiences. These experiences are things she's going to remember for years and years, and they continue to be talked about at our dining room table with excitement, and we look forward to the next big journey. Minimalism helped me to identify what some of my true values were. When you strip away all the excess and you don't have a wall of clutter stopping you from getting to know yourself, it's a rough awakening. There's a lot of things about myself that I just didn't know until I stripped away all of the extra. When I had enough time to actually sit in my own thoughts and think, I wasn't always racing around trying to clean the house or pick up after myself, but I had time at the end of the day to just sit and think. I had time to read books about things that I'd always wanted to learn about but never had the time. And I really figured out that there are a lot of things about myself that I needed to grow, that I needed to change. I also had time to build relationships with people that I never thought possible, and I had time to be creative and learn about new things that I could try. Minimalism is often thought of as a philosophy that takes things away, but those are just the people that have never tried it. With minimalism, all you are doing is stripping away the wall that stops you from figuring out what you truly value. If you enjoy learning about minimalism, then think about joining this community. But number 5 is letting go of perfectionism. Another lesson that I learned that was so difficult for me to understand was that I was always chasing after perfectionism. Minimalists understand that perfection is unattainable and often leads to unnecessary stress and pain. I read a book called The Book of Joy, and in it, I remember that Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama talked about this very subject. Why are we causing ourselves so much sadness and pain when it's unnecessary? When we try to live up to other people's expectations, it's just not possible. I try to embrace imperfection and focus on my progress, When I look around my house now, sure, there are lots of things that I'd love to fix and there are things that I'd still like to get rid of, but there is no such thing as perfect. So instead of always fixating on the things that we can't have and the things that we can't fix, and the things that make us unlike the person next to us, let's focus today on the things that we can, the things that we are doing right, the things that are bringing us joy. Focus on your progress. Look how far you've come when you look back. Being grateful and having gratitude is definitely a byproduct of minimalism. Once you've gotten rid of all the excess, it's amazing how grateful you become for what you have left. Once I had gotten rid of bags and bags and bags of clothing and still had a full closet full of clothes, I was shocked. I couldn't believe the amount of excess that I had, and it was stopping me from being grateful for the things that I did enjoy and wear and love. Getting rid of things like extra sheets and towels and being able to give these things to people that actually needed them and wanted them reminds me how grateful I should be for the things that I do have. That I can go home every night and have a warm bed and a soft blanket and feel safe. These are the things that I'm grateful for now. If you're on a minimalist journey too, then throw a heart emoji down below and let us know we're all in this together. But the next one is about living in the moment. Living in the moment is another valuable lesson taught to us from minimalism. When we're not so weighed down by clutter and distraction, we're going to be fully engaged with what's going on in that very moment. Find joy in life's simple pleasures. I think about growing up, how often when I was little, I wanted to be older, and how when I was a teenager, I wanted my first job. Then once I had that, I wanted to get married, I wanted to have kids, and live this ideal life. And now that I am married and I have one beautiful daughter, all I want to do is slow down. I want to savor every moment and be able to really enjoy every second I have with them. Minimalism has taught me to slow down and live in the present so that these experiences aren't wasted and rushed. They're enjoyed, and I can keep those memories with me for as long as possible. Minimalism also emphasizes self-care. By simplifying my life and decluttering so much of the things that were in my home, I was able to give myself space. Space to be able to listen to my body when it's upset, maybe realizing things that I shouldn't be eating anymore, or realizing that I need more sleep. Being able to listen to myself is my most important self-care. Whether it's my physical body or my mental well-being, those are the things that are important. Going out and buying things no longer can bring me the same joy that just sitting down and looking in my garden and spending time outside has ever given me. Minimalists also embrace change. I've learned that through getting rid of so many things in my house, that change is inevitable. Whether you like it or not, change is going to happen in your life, and you might as well look at it as a journey. I feel like most of us run as far away from change as humanly possible, taking charge of the things that I own and getting rid of so many things that were just excess. I've realized that there are so many new experiences if I just let go. Last but certainly not least, minimalism has taught me about freedom. The freedom that comes with simplicity. By decluttering my life, I've realized that there were so many things burdening me, but mainly it was the excess of things. I wasn't able to be the person I wanted to be. I wasn't able to show up for my friends and family, and I wasn't able to find happiness within myself. I was burdened. But there is freedom in letting go. Letting go of your expectations of what life should give you and enjoying what you do have. Minimalists understand that true freedom comes from living with intention and embracing the things that truly matter.